my 2018 EDC video, I told you guys that I'm carrying a RATS tourniquet on a daily basis. I made the decision to carry the RATS. The final thing that put it over the edge was how easy it is to carry. And I picked up the method from John Lovell's channel. If you have not checked out John Lovell's YouTube, please do. He is a guy of absolute integrity and character, good sense of humor, and is a former Army Ranger. John's just awesome. So check out the description for the link to his YouTube channel. I will also link the description to the RATS Tourniquet site. Don't buy cheap ones. Make sure you get it from their website. I think it's only $1 or $2 more than you can get them for on eBay or Amazon or something like that. I would just recommend on something like a tourniquet, not trying to save $1 or $2. You know, when you're talking about a tool, piece of equipment to save life potentially, this guy right here, make sure it's the real deal. So one of the knocks against the RATS tourniquet is people say it's not as effective as another tourniquet. Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story. There was an accident several years ago in Indiana where someone was badly injured, bleeding pretty good. A passerby pulled a cornstalk out of a nearby field, wrapped it around the limb, and stopped the bleeding. Now, I don't know if they saved their life, but they potentially could have with a cornstalk. So the people that say this isn't effective, even medical professionals, I bet if you held up a cornstalk, held up a RATS, they probably would recommend the RATS tourniquet. And I'm sure heck not carrying a cornstalk in my back pocket or my vehicle. So before you jump on things and say it's junk, it doesn't work, it works. And I'm going to show you guys in just a little bit. I'm going to put it on. I take my distal pulse, and it shuts her down. It works, and it's painful. So the other concern is ligature restriction and tissue damage, you know, because it's narrow. It's a narrow bungee type material, not abrasive to the skin, by the way. It's actually very comfortable. When you wrap this in a couple of layers and then connect it, it virtually widens itself. So it's not like you take this and just wrap it one time around a limb as hard as you can, where you would have more, you know, chance for ligature issues. It actually wraps around, you know, a few times, which makes it more like 1.5 inches wide, something like that. Plus, let's face it, guys, if it comes down to I get stabbed in the femoral artery or the upper arm, car accident or shot, if I have to lose my arm or leg to live, I'm going to put the RATS on, even if it means I lose a limb. A month ago, I carried no tourniquet. Now I carry this one every single day. And when I told you in my EDC video, guys, that my EDC is my EDC, I don't put stuff out on the table for show, I meant it. And this thing's on my body every single day. You can wear it with jeans, you know, anything with a belt loop, even without, like wind pants or track pants, it works on, although it does work better with the belt loop, and I'll show you guys in a second what I mean. So how the RATS works is very simple. It's got, again, this bungee material. It's got this aluminum cleat, which is very strong, very solid, and that's where you don't want to buy a cheap one. It may not be real aluminum. It may be pot metal. It may be some junk material, so buy a real RATS if you're going to. The direction that the bungee comes through the cleat, you want to go the opposite way with the tip. And the reason for that is when you apply it to the arm, you want that cleat up where you can wrap this around and then lock it in. Plus it keeps it from digging into the skin. So you want to pull the opposite way of the cleat and just layer that, and boy, that already does not feel good. And then bring it up and pop it into the aluminum cleat. Watch. Doesn't take long, guys, and that, no distal pulse. Within seconds it's cut off, and that thing is painful. I've got to take it off. Okay, so the bottom line is the RATS works. It's effective for what it's supposed to do. Again, if it means limb or my life, if it caused a ligature issue and caused tissue damage and I had to lose my arm but I lived, got to see my grandkids grow up and my children and spend the rest of my life with my wife, I can handle that, guys. It's a chance I'm willing to take. So enough talk. Let's show you guys how it works on the belt. So the credit for the way I'm carrying the RATS is completely given to John Lovell. I think I'm doing it a little differently than he showed in his video, but the basic premise is still there. So you want to take the bungee, which is straight across here, the aluminum cleat, and then that portion. Basically make a V, all right? Now I'm right-handed, so this is going to go on the left side of my body. I'm going to go to this belt loop. And the way I was carrying it was I was just going here and then just wrapping the bungee around under my shirt, of course, and under my belt. The problem with that was the bungee would kind of ride up sometimes. Now, while it's not irritant to the skin, a little annoying to have a bungee across your back, especially if you're driving. So what I started doing was taking the open tip and going through this back belt loop. And that also serves another purpose as well. It doesn't just keep it from riding up, it serves another purpose. And I'm going to show you guys in a second exactly what that purpose is. So you're going to take the RATS, go through the belt loop, just part way. You're going to take the opposite end that's wrapped underneath your belt, underneath your holster, all the way around. And you're going to go over the tourniquet, under the belt loop. All right? And you only have to do this once in the morning, guys. This pretty much stays put. You're going to take about 3 inches, something like that, depending on your waist size, and you're going to hook it into the cleat. Obviously, that wouldn't be optimal. That's going to catch when you go to clear your garment. So, you want to... Oops, sorry about that, guys. I popped it out. That was completely my bad. I grabbed the bungee. So if we pop it in there, you want to make sure that the RATS, that the bungee is on the bottom of the tourniquet. Otherwise, if it's on top, it'll flip this part out. This method, make sure it's underneath your belt nicely all the way around. Again, you do this once in the morning. You don't have to fool with this thing again all day long. It just stays put. So get it adjusted, make sure it's flat. And you can see, guys, it's not going to catch. See how flat that is up against my body. It doesn't stick out. It's really nice. Now to deploy it, it's simple. Let's say my right arm's injured or I'm doing something else with it. I can reach down with the left arm and I can reach it with the right hand also. I reach down, pop it out, grab the bungee and pull. And then you can make your loop and go to work. Now what I said about the belt loop serving another purpose is this. Let's say during an injury or a struggle I go to apply this and I drop it. If it weren't in the belt loop, the tourniquet would have fell on the floor. This way it's still there accessible where I can pull it, make my loop, and then go to work. So guys, there it is. That's how I carry the RATS tourniquet. Again, all credit to John Lovell. If you guys are interested in carrying a tourniquet, check them out. It's worth a try. I think they only run you about 16 bucks, something like that. And could potentially save someone else's life or your own. So check out the links in the description. I do appreciate you guys watching my RATS tourniquet video.